There is no God. Well, depends what you call God. Depends how conscious you are. Depends how indoctrinated you are. Depends what life experiences you've had. It depends on a billion things. And if we, as individuated shards of consciousness, consider that there is a God or there isn't a God, there wouldn't be a single one of us who would have the same God, because God is just in our imagination. God is just in our consciousness. God is our consciousness. God is the cosmos. God is us. We are God. It's endless. It's absolutely bottomless. And so what do? We make of it what we will. And we decide what God is, who God is. Is there a God? Are you God? You decide. I've read hundreds of books about Jesus and religions and gods. Probably even encroaching 1,000. I've read thousands of books. Philosophy, spirituality, psychology, religion, and all those different sorts of things. And I've had lots of experiences. And if you said to me, do you believe in God? Who's your God? Who is God? I would say, well, what I do with lots of things, I try to keep things really, really simple, because otherwise everything gets immensely complex. And so I use the Okams Razor assessment of things, whereby we choose the most simple of explanations, as long as they serve us in an explanation. And there was a guy called Willem of Ockham, I don't know, about 1500 or something like that, and he started to espouse that. Hence we have Okams Razor. You cut everything with a razor and you see what's left on the edge. What's the bare minimum? The bare minimum, ladies and gentlemen, is if there is a God, we are it. It is it. And as we can't distinguish ourselves, we can't separate ourselves in good conscience from it, then it is it. And we are it, so we are it also. And if you feel the essence of something immense, then that could be yourself. It could be your eternal essence. It could very well be God. Who knows? So I'm happy with I'm God. I'm happy with it's God. And I'm happy with all of you are God. And if you don't feel like you are, then that's too bad for you. Because it changes your whole world when you know and feel that you are. It changes your whole disposition from being a minuscule grouping of atoms, flesh and all that stuff, to be in the creator of the cosmos. So there's many things that you can read, Eastern philosophy mainly, which will tell you that all is Brahman. And if you like a good read, then you'll enjoy my book, because in my book I speak about many things. I speak about all different sorts of facets of what it is to be a human being. And that's why I've often boasted that it is in actual fact the world's first spiritual Bible. It's the go-to book that's going to teach you about you. It isn't about Allah, it isn't about Buddha, it isn't about Jehovah. It isn't about any of these gurus or any of these prophets or any of these philosophers. There are gurus and prophets and philosophers in that book, which I've quoted from, and I've included excerpts when relevant and poignant, but it isn't about those people. It's about you. And that's why I called it originally Closer to God, Closer to Me. And then I decided that I wanted to get outside of the misinterpretation, because there's lots of books called Closer to God, and they're all speaking about what they think is God in the clouds and all that, and invariably the Christian God. And albeit I speak about who he's supposed to be and who his son's supposed to be and who the devil's supposed to be, the book isn't about being closer to that God. So I changed the name to A Journey to the Self, because they are the same thing. But even then I feel like changing the name again, because there is no self. So how can you have a journey to the self when we are it? We are all that has been, is and ever will be. There's no journey to this, there's no journey to that. It's a metaphor. The mentalisms that we go through in life, we consider to be a journey. The hero's journey. The dark night of the soul's journey. The journey to the self. And so we look at that and we go, well, it seems it's all smoke and mirrors. It seems we're being played with. This human form, this human intellect, it's being played with. And listening to your comments, some of you now are starting to put down some of your experiences and tell me your stories. And it's opened up. And there's a lot of trauma there, there's a lot of psychosis there, there's a lot of anxiety there, there's a lot of paranormal, supernatural, metaphysical stuff there. When we open the lid, people, it's like Pandora's box. Everything's coming out. And that's why modern society, they like to keep the lid firmly on it. Because if everybody took the lid off their life experience, the whole world would go to melt down. Because we'd stop with this pretense, we'd stop with this show, we'd stop with this delusion, and we'd go, it's just mind. We're all mind, it's just mind. Mind is mind. What purpose is there to mind? It doesn't matter whether we're rich or poor, whether we are perpetrating acts of evil or benevolence. it's all mind. It's all in the same thing. And so it is the same thing. It's the yin and the yang. It's the left and the right, the high and the low, the hot and the cold. It's polar opposites, everything. And indeed, one of the viewers states in an email he sent to me, he discovered that he was the devil. He was God. He is the devil, he is God. We can't conclude anything else, because where we're looking from is where everything emanates from. There is nothing outside of our consciousness. You can have consciousness about your shit, everybody's got consciousness about their shit, but whatever happens in our worlds is our shit. It's within our consciousness. So therefore, it must be us. It must be ours. It's not yours, is it? You won't lay claim to it. The Pope won't lay claim to it. No bishop around any vicinity is going to lay claim to it. They're going to try and pretend that they're going to do an exorcism to get rid of it. How can you get rid of it? It's you. It's yours. How can we pretend that it's not? And so lots of you've had encounters with these entities, like I have when I speak about in my book. Encounters with Jehovah, Yahweh, Jesus, Satan, devils, gremlins, demonic attachments, and all different sorts of stuff. Astral beings, things that come and crawl on you. Energies and intelligences which prevent you from exiting your body and going back into the astral. Something has made up its mind, it doesn't want you there. Why? Who? What? I've heard lots of stories like this. There are preventative measures which can be put into place. And so I've asked people to start talking more. And albeit it's pretty unnerving, and I wonder if more people started to talk, and I started to talk with them, and we did videos, and we put this on the channel, how shocking this stuff would be. How terrifying it would be for some people. But how close to the bone for most. For all of those that have never dared speak about it, never dared utter it, just pretend it never happened. Demonic entities on the edge of your bed, or haunting you, chasing you, afflicting you. Demonic attachments. Maybe you've had advice from angels and God and Jesus and all those sorts of things. Yeah? It's all going on, people. It's all going on. And so, do we not talk about it, or do we talk about it? I think if we talk about it, it gets easier. You see, this is one of those arenas with the human psyche which we can't get catharsis on, because nobody wants to hear it. It's too terrifying. And people think you're crazy, and everyone's worried about getting sectioned and you know, being lobotomized and all that different sorts of stuff, because it's all gone on, people. For years and years and years they've done this to people. They've given them electric shock treatment and they've fried their brains. They've lobotomized them. They've given them pills and potions which destroy a person's mind. And so everyone has a very valid apprehension about that stuff. But you see, with this therapy I'm doing, internal family systems, it's exploring the alters, the alter personalities. They like to call them parts, because the guy that started to speak about these internal family systems called them parts, because he was speaking to people and they were saying, well, there's a part of me that doesn't want to drink alcohol, and then there's a part of me that does, and invariably that part of me that does wins in the end. It always wins in the end. And the part of me always feels devastated and weak and you know, beaten down, and you know, these things going on. What is it? Angels and demons? Yes, yes it is. Angels and demons, people. Angels and demons. But there's limits to it all, you see, because one bottle of beer a day is great, it's beautiful, it's pleasant. If I have 2 bottles, I start to feel a little bit ill, and my sleep is broken, and I feel tired, and then it throws me out of my circadian rhythm. And my old man used to tell me years ago, when I was only about 12 or something like that, we used to go round to see his grandfather, and whilst me and maybe a brother or sister was with grandma, he would go up the pub just for an hour, just for, he'd have 1 pint, maybe sneak another one in, and the old man, the grandfather, would only have half a pint, 1 pint maximum, because he said he would get ill if he had any more. And the old man didn't understand that, but he knew, he understood it in his old age himself, and I understand it now, that there's limits to all this stuff. And so alcohol in a small amount is fine, no problem, everything's honky-dory. Alcohol excessively kills people. And I was just thinking half an hour ago, one of my best friends died of alcoholism, and I couldn't do anything about it. I tried for several years to really help him the best way I could, but there was this demon within him which was leading him to an early grave, and he died 52, 54, something like that. Some people can't cut it off. Some people, as soon as they have a drink, that's it. They drink themselves into a stupor. Fortunately, I'm not possessed with that devil, that demon. One's fine. One's fine. So yeah, people. So you're starting to open up, and feeling the ground with trepidation, and wondering how I'm going to be receiving things. But all this stuff for me is water off a duck's back. I've been around the world, and I've seen a lot of things, people, and you know, I've had a lot of experience, and I've listened to plenty of these sociopathic videos, and the mass murderers, and you know, your Ted Bundys, your Jeffrey Dahmers, your Fred Wests, and you know, all these different sorts of things. Listen to all of them. Looked into the psyche of all of them, and it's a hell. It really is a hell. And I have just tentatively started to look for that series, The Detective. That series, The Detective, is a brilliant psychological series. And the end is horrific. The end is horrific. These fucking evil demons. They're everywhere, people. They're everywhere. And sometimes we can feel as if they're in us. Sometimes we're lucky enough to exorcise them. Some of us are not that lucky. Some of us live with them on a daily basis. Fortunately for me, I've experienced these things, but very, very short-lived. Very short-lived. And I can't help thinking that my journey, something has shown me that side, because of course I needed to know. But they never considered that it was necessary to leave me in those hellish dimensions for more than short periods of time before I really got what was going on. And again, with the whole God and the angels and Christ, I've had those things just enough for something to let me know what the deal is. And so, is it any wonder why I keep reading this stuff? Book after book after book after book after book. There's a compulsion, there's a drive. It's nothing to do with free will. There's no free will as far as I'm concerned with much of life. There appears to be a little bit, there kind of has to be a little bit of free will, otherwise this whole thing would just be a farce. So there has to be a percentage of free will. What percentage that is, it varies of course from person to person, and so we can't put a number on it. But there has to be free will. Otherwise, it's pointless, isn't it? It's pointless. So, I'll just finish off this video with a little bit about why I think people don't want to hear anybody stating that they're good about something. It's like we really have an aversion to that. And soon, even with me, if someone says it, then there's something that goes on red alert within me. There's something that flags up. And I'm thinking about this, and I'm looking into it, and I'm like, well, what is that? What is it that's flagging up? Is it my conditioning? Is it my ego that doesn't like people to be better than me in certain realms? Does it happen all the time? If someone says that they are a brilliant road tarmacker, would that have the same effect upon me as if someone says that they are a brilliant orator or a brilliant psychologist? I don't think it would. So therefore we have to understand that there's egoic programs going on with all of us. But we have to realize these. We have to know that they're happening. And we have to look at them. And we have to bring other parts of us into play to prevent any particular part running wild. And so one of the reasons why I'm always saying I'm genius is because I'm looking for someone to prove me wrong. I'm looking for someone to come and speak to me and make me feel so intimidated, so insecure, so stupid, so unawoken that I will have to pass my crown on to you. But until that happens, I just have to keep wearing the crown, don't I? And speaking about knowing more than the vast majority, if not everybody I've ever heard, listened to or encountered about all this stuff. Because to be quite frank, people, I've never heard any single guru that knows more than I do in such a broad realm. You don't get these gurus speaking about spiritual experiences. You don't get them speaking about astral encounters. You don't get them speaking about the deepest levels of human psychology. You just get them speaking about the fucking books that they've read, basically, and telling you that, oh, this is love and be kind and this sort of shit. Well, I mean, stuff like that written thousands of years ago, it served a purpose when the whole world was very, very unruly, and there weren't coppers on every street corner, and there weren't cameras on every fucking lamppost. And so something needed to be done to stop people stabbing each other in the fucking neck at the drop of a hat. And so we have to get things in perspective. And what this guy says initially in here, he's an agnostic, so he doesn't believe in any of that. And he says, I have studied all of the relevant and paramount and respected religions, and I've concluded there is no God. It's all a figment of our imagination, and it's all a facet of our insecurity and our desire and our will and our hope that things one day will be better. And so I wouldn't bank on that, people. I wouldn't bank on that at all. So I like to listen to all different sorts of perspectives. And already, yeah, this guy is very controversial in India, very controversial. And he says outlandish things. Like, all Indians should only be allowed to have one child, and if they have any more, then they should be struck out and made a pariah of society. Well, I mean, that's just ridiculous, it's preposterous. Because unless you have an operation to prevent you from having children or giving children, then accidents can happen. And if you have a relationship whereby you have one child and then that partner dies, or you separate and then you meet another partner and they want to have a full family also, and so they want a child of their own to bond them together, that's fair, that's reasonable, isn't it? So this guy's talking like a fucking asshole, and yet he sold millions of books all over the fucking world just saying stupid dumbass shit like that. People. So I'd go up against him any day of the fucking week. Any day of the week. And I'd run rings around him. I'd run rings about the stupid dumbass shit that he's talking about. So when you are very eclectic in your learning, and you've looked at a lot of stuff, very, very quickly you supersede most people who consider that they have an intellect. You've got people, you know, like, I don't know, let's just say for instance like Richard Feynman, a theoretical physicist who was supposed to really think out of the box and a brilliant thinker and everything like that. Well, what I know about his thinking, having watched lots of videos with him speaking about his thinking, I'm like, well, my mind is exactly the same as that, only I'm not in this physics realm, I'm in the philosophical realm, the psychoanalytical realm, the spiritual realm. That's where I am. And so guaranteed that he wouldn't know anything about all the things that I know and how my brilliant mind works, but he got that acclaim of being a brilliant mind because he would think things that other physicists wouldn't think, and he got a Nobel Prize for some shit. And so what I'm saying here is, people will only be considered great if society bestow that moniker upon them, that label upon them, that Prize upon them, the Nobel Prize, then all of a sudden these people are great because a few of their peers have given them the fucking pen, you know. But it's all little circuits within bigger circuits, and it's all kept within the family. And there's only certain very, very few institutions, organisations which bestow these accreditations on anybody, and you have to have written papers in the right fraternity and parameters of study and this, that and the other. And Rupert Sheldrake's talking about this all the time, talking about the scientism, talking about the closed-mindedness of these people. And then when you see these so-called intellectuals with PhDs, they're only ever speaking to PhDs. They won't speak to anybody outside of that. And, well, it's elitism, isn't it? So it's elitism with an elitism with an elitism, and yet they'll deny that they're elitists. Well, it's as plain as day, because you never see them talking to anybody else who don't have a PhD or has not been to Cambridge or Oxford or Princeton or any of these fucking, you know, bigwig universities. But people, generally, they don't like anybody to self-proclaim their greatness. No, 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 no. That's their privilege to allow you to wallow and revel in their assessment of you. You can't revel and wallow and rejoice in your own grandeur of all the hard work that you've done throughout the years and all of your achievement. No! You have to leave it to them. The fucking street urchins, the shit kickers, or certain fraternities of peers. That's what you got to leave it to. I ain't hanging around for that. I'm shooting my gob off now, because I don't have too much faith in any fucker starting to rally around about the Awake and Brave and oh, what can we do? What award can we give the Awake and Brave? What pedestal can we stand the Awake and Brave on? No, they don't want to hear that. Nobody wants to hear it, because I'm talking too fucking real, and the things I'm talking about people are terrified of and they don't want to accept. All the things I'm speaking about from psychological perspective, from the spiritual and the philosophical perspective, people don't want to accept that. It's just too wacky. It just makes them feel too insecure, and they turn off at that shit. So the masses have been programmed into not daring to say that someone's great, not daring just to put down that that video was fucking brilliant, or that book's amazing, really fucking moved me, yeah, what a great author, this, that and the other. It just doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. All you get is people talking about other people's books. Oh, you said this in there, oh, you said that in there. They don't mention that that was a great insight, that took a lot of fucking working out, and the author was very, very unique to come up with that. You never hear that. You just don't hear it. It's just not said. It's the elephant in the room. And it's disgusting. It's vile. And it's genius left in the hands of the mediocre. That's what it is. Genius left in the hands of the mediocre. And invariably, geniuses will only ever be recognized and have the epitaph written about them when they are dead. Because no fucker would have the inner constitution to say it whilst they're alive, because you'd be giving a human being, flesh and blood, an appraisal which would make you feel smaller. You would have to say that you are better than me. You are much, much better than me. People can't say that. They can say it when you're dead. He was brilliant. He was very, very insightful. He was so knowledgeable. Ah, but he's dead now, too bad. All that's left is a memory. A human being really is a fucking tool. Really is a fucked up tool. Really. What do you think would have happened if Elvis walked on stage and said, I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, I'm celebrating tonight. And they go, what are you celebrating? Your mother's birthday, your birthday, your wedding anniversary. And no. I'm celebrating my brilliant voice. How my voice is brilliant. And it's going to go down in history as one of the best on the planet. And I don't know what's gone on. I was gifted. I've worked hard at it. You know, you really got to work hard at it. I'm telling you now. But you know, there was a certain gift, and I don't know who or what was responsible. But I'm celebrating that. I'm celebrating that I have an incredible voice. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here tonight to share it with you. Boo, 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 fucking cabbages and tomatoes that fucking hate it because you're not allowed to say it yourself. No, only they can say it about you. Only they can bestow that grandeur on you, the king of rock and roll. And they never said it whilst he was alive, only when he's dead. Shocking. Shocking. So here's the thing, just before I wrap this video up. When you listen to my videos and I bluster about my genius and about my great insight and how very, very few people, I've never met anybody which is going to match me. In actual fact, friends of mine have often said that it's kind of like you've got an extra brain. The Awakened Brave's got an extra fucking brain because he pulls things from another realm. He pulls things from another fucking dimension. Yeah, that's what I do. Pull things from another dimension. And how many of you, when I'm blustering like this and I'm saying this, that and the other, just to get a knee-jerk reaction from you, just to trigger your egos, just to let you know that I know how you work. You don't know how you fucking work. I'm telling you how you work, and I'm showing you how I can pull you like puppets on fucking the end of strings. I can have you up and I can have you down. I can have you laughing and I can have you crying. I can just do that with my fingers and fucking strings. And so when you feel that, you feel something inside, take note of that, what is inside. What is it? Oh, he said he's genius again. Oh, fucking hell. You know, what is a genius and why does he think he's a genius? And Albert Einstein was a genius. Well, he's dead now. Who else was a genius? Oh, maybe Isaac Newton was a genius. Who else? Well, there's not been many geniuses, you know. And so who does he think he is? He's still alive. How can he be a genius? He doesn't have a PhD and this, that and the other. And oh dear. You see where we go with this, people. People get their egos in a tizzy. So it's an egoic reaction due to your programming because we've not been allowed to give anything to anybody. And that's why for years I've said to you people, what the fuck is wrong with you? I thumb up every fucking video I watch. If I watch it, I fucking thumb it up because it served me. It doesn't have to tick every fucking box that I'm looking for and agree with all of my thoughts. I'm hoping that people are not going to be agreeing with all my thoughts because I'm listening to fucking learn and not just have parrots reflect back what I'm fucking thinking and seeing myself. I'm hoping that people are going to be teaching me something, and then just for their fucking time and energy, I'm fucking thumbing up. Fucking great, thank you. And I said years ago, you know, I'm going to write a book or two because I want to pay something forward for all the books I've read, all that information that I've been privy to and privileged to. I've got to give something back. We have to share, people. And what do you share? 99% of you, fuck all. And that's why I called you all the cunts under the sun when you didn't even want to support me with my manifestation of a mountain bike. And then I manifested it and made you all look like scumbags. 99% of you made you look like scumbags, didn't I? Because I will do everything without you. I don't fucking need you. I don't need nobody. Because the universe is always going to have my back, and the universe is going to be working through just a few of you, just enough. And the first 5 people that donated bought that bike. And then another, you know, fucking 15 people, 16 people donated, which took it up to like 1,400 quid. £1,400. Where were most of you? You weren't there, were you? Where are most of you when you watch my videos and it's just one fucking finger away from going thumb up? Where are you? What holds you back? What resentment do you feel? If you ever thought about it, or should I thumb up that video? But if I thumb up that video, then he might be a little bit more popular, and he might, you know, get thinking like he's too great, or that might take something away from me, because if I'm thumbing up, I'm saying that he served me and I don't support the channel, and I just best be anonymous, and I best just look, and I best just extract and take. Well, I want you to look at yourselves, motherfuckers, when you're extracting and you're taking, and you're floating over fucking YouTube and you're extracting and you're taking, and you're never giving any fucking thing. I want you to look at that. I want you to feel what that feels like, and see if there's any fucking guilt or shame in there at all. If there's not, maybe you need to go to therapy to look at your narcissism, because if you think the whole world is fucking revolving around you, you're shockingly wrong. So isn't it great when we actually confront our psyche? When we look at certain facets of it and we make certain realizations of what the fuck we're doing and why we're doing it, instead of just fucking dreaming and fantasizing through this whole fucking experience, never learning any fucking thing. Going to your graves like 99% of these cunts buried in here, going to their fucking graves without having a fucking moment's introspection. Shockingly disgusting and ignorant. Vile. Vile on so many levels. Anyway, people, well, big fuck off clouds, trees all around, God is beaming and oozing out of every cell in my fucking body. Self-realized God. Man, I'm having a blast, I am. I'm having a fucking blast. How are you feeling? Like shit? Well, I don't know about what you're supposed to do about that. Maybe you just got to switch a switch in your mind from negative to positive, from feeling shit to feeling great, from thinking that you're possessed by the devil to thinking that you are God. I think it's just a thought away, people. I think all this stuff is just a fucking thought away. Truly, I do. I do. And if I look at myself, I'm like, well, it's this positive energy that I've got. Ain't no negative shit ever gonna be fucking crawling on my fucking legs and pulling me down into the swamp. It just ain't happening.